What's up, everybody? Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Kerbal Space Program. When we left off, I believe we had returned from Minmus, which would make sense because our science is up really high. Now, I was also greeted this morning, when I went to boot up the game, with a update. And as I started looking through the changelogs for the game, they've added an administration building. So let's go check this out and see what we got going on here. Okay. Fundraising campaign, patents, licensing. So, from what I read, and anyone who's an expert on Kerbal can feel free to chime in and correct me, if necessary. It was explained through the changelog thing that you have, like, kind of, there's these strategies, basically, right? And this is active strategies, nothing selected, etc. So when you click on these, it tells you, you know, what it'll cost you and things like that. But they do different things as far as, like, Walt here. Side note, it is really comical to me that it's named Walt, and he's in like a yellow jumpsuit looking thing. Kind of reminds me of Breaking Bad. But basically, it's like this one would deal more with public relations, so your reputation would go up at the cost of, like, science. Takes 5% science gains, yields 1.115 reputation for each 1 unit of science. So you lose some of your science but gain in higher reputation. This one funds 6% less funds for launch costs and R&D purchases, reputation on each discount, funds to launch cost. So like this would help your operations and reducing the cost of things. This would increase public relations or reputation. This would, I'm guessing, decrease reputation but gain more science, which is actually something I'm going to look into. And then this reduces the gain of reputation and science but gives you more money. So that's an interesting little new way of setting things up, is now there's strategical stuff. But for me, I'm going more the science route to unlock more stuff. Now, personally, I don't really know what purpose the reputation serves, so I don't know. Yields 1 science for each 1.65 reputation. Takes 5% reputation gains. So we're going to go with this one. Accept strategy. Are you sure you want to activate this strategy? It can't be modified once activated. Setup cost 288 reputation. No refunds. Yes. So our reputation went down, but we'll gain more science now. Now, what is this? Takes 5% funds income, yields 1 science for each. Is that 35 or 35,000? That dot's a little small. I think it's 35 funds. We're currently at 1 million, but I'm not going to do this yet because money actually does serve a purpose, so I don't want to actually utilize that. Okay. So, the next step is going to our research lab, because we need to research some stiffs. We have 550 and 160 points at our disposal. Let's see. That's the better. Community seismic accelerator. This really didn't help me that much when I was playing through on the last season, whatever. Because there wasn't a whole lot of places you could actually use, at least as far as I got. Let me clarify that, because we didn't get as far as we could go. Barometer, mobility, oh, that's the ladders, the mobility enhancers. This is a whole slew of RCS stuff and smaller tanks. This is, oh, the other thing is apparently there was like Space Planes Plus mod that got added, like officially, kind of like what Space Engineers did with the cockpit. And this might be part of it because these look new. I don't know. The grabber. I may actually invest in this because I've been told this works really well for docking. I'm kind of tempted to do that. Docking ports. So I'm definitely going to do this because that's the... Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I was like... Oh, alright. Alright, these were experimental before, now we've purchased them. I was like, wait a minute. So this is the last tier, the 550. Okay. Let's see. I don't remember what... This would bring us more science, so we're gonna do that one. Ooh. Oh, I don't have... Ah, dang it. I don't have enough science to get that. And this is adapters and docking port. We're gonna grab that too. Now, what is this one? I forget. Higher stack separators and docking ports. Modular girder and the quad coupler, and then this is the atomic engines. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty much bottomed out on science now. Alright. Explore Eve. Liquid fuel engine on suborbital trajectory over Kerbin. Plant a flag on the moon! Why? Why always planting flags on moons? I already did that. Okay, so here's a good example. So at completion we get -25 on this, and we get +15 science. So normally we would get 475, but we should get 450, but we'll get 15 science, which normally we wouldn't get any. That's my assessment. It may be that we were supposed to get 500 and we get 475 with this knocked off. I'm not sure. I don't know which, if we're supposed to take this from this or if it already has it deducted. But why always planting things on the moon? We did that already. Never expires. Let's go ahead and grab that. These two, I don't know if they might be recurring. They might just come back. I'm not sure. So I don't know if we'll actually get to launch in this episode. I know that I've kind of been, excuse me, kind of been dilly-dallying a little. But this will probably be the first initial part. Oh, it can't be the first. I was like, I bought this. Ooh, there's the ion engines. What are they doing here? Where's our list of things to do? Let's figure out what we're going to do next. Not worried about parachutes. Test Rocco Max in flight over Kerbin. Solid booster. Which one is this considered? PB ion. Radial decoupler. No. Stop with the parachutes. Okay. Ion electric propulsion system on a suborbital trajectory over Kerbin. Gotcha. Explore Duna. Explore Eve, Ike. Test mainsail. Test small gear bay. Landed at moon. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm gonna back out of here real quick before we get started and see... Let's take a look at the tracking station. Because we went to the moon and we went to Minmus. There's these unknown objects, which I've still never dealt with before. Okay, so Duna's here. Eve's there. Kerbin is the third, which matches Earth. And then I believe Ike is Duna's moon? I think? Wait, what is that? Drez. Oh wait, that's something else. Yeah, okay, Ike is Duna's moon. Got it. So... Oh. Around the 7 to 10 meter range and radius. They're certainly not the largest objects out there. Fairly massive nonetheless. So, I won't do this episode, but let me know if I should invest in the grabber and go out and like see if I can grab these unknown objects. Like, do they give you a ton of science for picking them up or something like that? 47 meters. Class A objects are the smallest we are able to spot. They usually measure no more than a few meters across. So that seems like something I could grab with the grappler arm, and then, like, can you bring it back and it gives you, like, a crap ton of science or something? I'm gonna go ahead and track this one, just because... Oh! Now that's interesting. 74 days, 87 days. So within that range... That is very interesting. So at a certain point, it will be in our vicinity. It doesn't really matter though, because I don't have the grappler arm. But I'm very curious about that. Let's go ahead and go back here. Okay. So, for this episode, the remainder of this episode, I should say, since I don't want to get into anything too crazy, I'm either going to... Let's pull the Moonraker... Locked or invalid. Let's pull the Moonraker Mark V out. Because this got us to the moon okay, I think. I don't know why all the textures are really washed, like they're not loading the detail. I don't know if my settings got adjusted in the last patch or what that's about. Science. Didn't I add something in science? I did. A barometer. Advice for measuring local atmospheric pressure. Warranty void if exposed to air. Okay. Definitely not. This measures the... I think these measure the temperature of the air, but I don't know if they work in a vacuum or not, but I'll bring one along with me anyway. Let's see. The small gear bay is what needs to be tested on the moon, I guess? Where is the gear bay? Utility. There we go. And we'll put... For symmetrical balance, let's just put 2... and then retract them. And let's see... I think it was at the bottom. To perform the test, use the Run Test option in the Parts Context menu when all test conditions are met. Okay. So I'm going to save this as the Mark 7. Okay. And now what I want to do is work on one to go to... Oh, crud. Okay, sorry about that. So, apparently my settings were all messed up. So, if the game looked really weird or ugly or anything like that, I apologize. But I don't know, there's this weird bug where if you're running dual monitors, you'll notice... well, no, actually, it's not doing it. But if my cursor leaves the left side of the screen where my other monitor is, and I click off of that, it like minimizes the game, but it will never come back. The game just completely hangs up if you do that. So it's really annoying. Speaking of annoying, I feel like the sound settings got changed and the music's way louder too. Okay, so I'm going to put one of those there. This is going to be... Let's call this... Ike Lander Mark 1. So I probably won't launch these. Next episode we'll probably launch both of these. So let's see... What do we have to work with? I think the mainsail is my current biggest thruster. Yeah, skipper's the step down, mainsail's the primary. Okay, Ike has no atmosphere, so this little pod I think should be okay. The only problem is getting back. But if we do everything legitimately correct, we shouldn't have an issue. I am going to need an adapter, I believe. Nope, wrong one. This one. To go up to a bigger one. Because we're going to need the bigger fuel tank. And let's do one of those. Or, we'll be in space by the point we use this, so let's do... let's do a less powerful thruster. Maybe the Poodle? That might work. Let's put a coupler on that. Boom. Raise this up a bit. Okay. And let's see. What else do we need? What else do we need? I'm gonna need... What's the step below this one? 1760? Yeah. I'm thinking of doing these. Well, if I do that with the mainsails, it's gonna burn through them too quick. So let's do like this, and then we'll do actually, let's just do one of these for now. And what we'll do is the asparagus setup. I think will probably work the best. I think this is the one that you can do. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Everything all lined up. Nice and neat. Cool. Coolio. Okay. Put a bunch of mainsails down there. And I'll have to set that up. Let's leave that on for now. I'll do the other ones later. There we go. There's that. There's that one. So that should hold pretty well, pretty nicely. I usually go these little gray pipe conduits or something, connect those two. Those are pretty good spots to hold those together. That should be pretty good. Now let's grab this end. Ooh, okay, let's take it up there. Ooh, perfect. That'll hold nicely, I think. I hope. Just in case, let's put one like this. Save that out. I don't know if it's actually beneficial. Wait, what is all this? Oh, that's new. That's a fuselage and an intake. That's pretty cool. Or at least that's what it looks like. Oh, okay. So this is part of that mod that was added, because now there's like connecting wings. You can build your own wings. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that does anything on these big fuel tanks, but, you know, whatever. Can't hurt it, I guess. I kind of feel like that should be enough to get us to do an Ike. The question is going to be whether it can handle the weight. But we've got mainsails, which is pretty good. They're asparagus, so in terms of, or they will be, so in terms of fuel, it should be fine. This should at least get us out of the atmosphere. And then with a smaller engine, but this large of a fuel tank, this should be able to get us... This should be able to get us out of the atmosphere at least. This should, excuse me, this should be able to get us to the Duna area, and hopefully to Ike itself, and then this should be able to allow it to land and hopefully get back. If not get back, actually, you know what? Just in case it can't, I'm going to put one of these on here. Just in case it can't get back, it'll be able to, actually, let's move that onto the back. There we go. Just in case it can't get back, it'll be able to, send a signal and transmit the data. So, I think that's going to wrap things up for this episode. Like I said, we didn't really do a whole lot. It was mostly prep work. But other than asparagusing the launcher stuff here, we should be good to go. Let me know what you guys think. If you don't think it'll make it, or if I need to make adjustments, do fill me in, and that way I can make adjustments between now and the next episode. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!